Well, I think you saw a heck of a basketball game. You got to take your hat off to UT Chattanooga. Played awfully well. Had a great plan coming in. Obviously, a unique matchup at the 5, and that kid played outstanding. You got to give her a lot of credit. I'm proud of my kids for adjusting. It was a total team effort. We played a number of kids today, and I think everybody that came in the ball game impacted the game in a positive way, and helped us win the ball game. But really tough basketball game against a well-coached UT Chattanooga team, and really feel fortunate that we won and giving God the glory that we did.
Questions for the athletes? Adam?
I'm going to try to speak louder now. LaKaris, nice to see you up here. Congratulations. Can you talk about your contribution and feeling any sense of urgency since you saw what was going on and needing to come in and impact me?
Well, like Coach always says, be ready, be on the bench, be ready, and that was my main focus. Even going through practice this week, I rarely play offense. Like, I was on defense a lot, so I kind of figured that defense was going to be the key for this game, and it really was. So when me coming off the bench, I knew my main thing was to try to defend and do a better job defending and let the scoring come to me, which it did, and made a way for my teammates, and we got into a better offensive flow, and we did well.
If I can ask a follow-up, you made a good point of letting the offense come to you. In other situations this season, you've been put in and you've attempted shots early. How much do you think that letting the offense come to you might be a good way for you to follow and let the success flow from there?
It's way better because it's patience. When you come in, you just rush shots. You don't get the results you want. And with me not rushing my shot and actually going through the offense and looking at my teammates and always getting good looks, it made the offense better and smoother.
Danny P.
Chinwe, you scored 7 points early. Just what did you see early that you could take advantage of and have that kind of spurt?
Well, I think the first thing I saw was, I wouldn't say a mismatch of the post position, but all through practice of last week, we have worked so hard on catch and drop step, so it was just all that I had in my head at that point. It was not about who was guarding me at that point, but just trying to, just do what I've been doing all through in practice, all through the week, and just catching and drop stepping. And, all through last week, Coach Schaefer has been telling me just patience. You don't need to rush the shot. Just take your time, go up, look up in the basket, and make your shot. So don't rush your shots, and that's what I was trying to do.
Bob?
Victoria, played well the first half, obviously. The second half looked like you really turned it on. I saw you smiling a couple times on breakaways, hit those big threes back to back. What were you kind of feeling like there in the second half?
I guess I played very well. I was just feeling, once my shot go in, I'm trying again, like a heat check. If I miss out, if I make it, I'm cute shooting, but it slowed down after that. So I was just trying to heat check.
Adam?
Chinwe, when Coach says that it was a total team effort, you have 11 players who make different contributions in different ways, offense, defense. How much did you think it was a total team effort this time?
Honestly, I think we came out, it was more like a team effort in the fact that, Tori took a charge. Tori's not really our charge taker, but but she took a charge, so she knew she had to sacrifice at that moment, and she did it not just for herself, for the team, so it's just, when you look at it from that standpoint of view, it just builds up that way. Like, when you see Tori do that, you're like, oh, okay, there are other things I have to do too, so yes, it was a great team effort.
In the back?
Victoria, overall, throughout the day, how do you feel about this team now heading into Sunday? And proud of you girls, proud of the team as an effort as a whole. How do you feel about this team?
I feel very good about my team. Like, they come ready to play most of the time, and we're a good team. We have good vibe, good chemistry. Like, we come out on the court, like, we might lack sometime, but we're going to pick it up. And my team, I feel very confident about them coming in playing Sunday, trying to get that win, then fourth on in the tournament.
This is for all the ladies. Monday you knew you were going to be hosting this game, but going through the week and then finally having the game happen, seeing the game before, the whole atmosphere, what do you think about, now that you finally had this opportunity to host an NCAA tournament game, how it turned out for you?
Like that's we making history. Like that's we making history. I guess we just prepared all week, came to practice every day, didn't have not one day off. We came to practice not saying like we needed it. I'm just saying we prepared really well. Like we can't.
I'm just trying to say that we okay.
No, I'm just gonna go ahead.
That we came out trying to play strong. We're excited. Just being able to host at home without fans. We had a great fan out in the game. It felt more like we were in the SEC tournament, so it was great. Like our fans came out even at 1:30 in the afternoon to come support us, so it's a great feeling. It's huge.
Yeah.
I'll ask this to whoever it applies to. Did any of you or all of you go in the stands after the game? And
Everybody goes.
Are you looking for a specific person or fan to connect with?
Well, we just
Some
basically be
random
walking
person that wants
and
to-
somebody.
Yeah, we just think our fans come to the game. It's a lot. Like everybody has things they can do during the day, but at 1:30 on a Friday, you're usually working. But to come out and support us, that's a big thing. That's a big time. So we love our fans.
And also, it's a great feeling, when you get hugs from your fans. It's wonderful. It's just a great feeling, It's more like family. It's not just, I want to go watch them play. It's more like family.
Yeah.
Bob?
Victoria, your last, I guess, 4 games out of the SEC tournament up through this, you've been pretty much on fire. Is there a certain amount of, you're going against, the best competition and the biggest moments of the season that you want to step up?
Nope, I try to play the same every game. I try to play hard. If my shots fall, they fall. They don't. I don't take no competition like.
Chinwe, just from watching the team, it seems that LaKaris is pretty popular and everything, and when she comes into the game and does well, because you guys were kind of struggling until she came in, and then it seemed to kind of loosen you guys up. Am I right with that? I mean, what's that like when y'all are watching her?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Lake has LaKaris. I call her Lake, but yeah, she has a different vibe. It's kind of electrical, and so when she stepped on the court, you heard the fans, cheering and all that. We're excited for her coming in the game, and she just kind of like touched or polished, a lot of areas for us, and that was really great. We enjoy her. Okay.
If my record keeping is correct, you score the basket that puts the team up for good. So do you feel like you won the game and these people just kind of preserved it for you? Is that
No, sir. It was a team effort.
Do you think people expect you to shoot threes now? Do you think people have the book on you that I've got to get out here and guard you?
I mean, kind of, sort of. I get in the game, usually they're yelling shooter, I get face guarded. But I feel like that opens up a way, that opens up more for Victoria or other players like Dom and Morgan. So, it's okay, you guard for a shot and just go right past you. It's like a give and take thing.
Chinwe, you referenced the SEC tournament, and obviously that was a great atmosphere, and I'm just curious how you guys felt early on with the 5,000 people here. It almost looked at the start that you guys were going 78 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone. It almost looked like you guys were trying to go too fast. How did you guys feel, and how much was the adrenaline pumping, and how much were you kind of trying to slow down?
I mean, I think we were not playing way over our head. Like, we were just trying to get in the game, push the ball. We have a super fast point guard, so you have to catch up with her, and so at a point we were like, okay, let's come together, let's play our game right now. They're not going to force us out of our game. This is our game, we're playing it, and we'll play together, and so that's just what we were doing. We were not playing way outside of us.
Not sure how much of Michigan State you were able to watch before your game, but they were watching you guys. What do you know about them and getting ready for that matchup on Sunday?
Oh, okay. They have a really. Is she a 4 player or 5? Oh, yeah, they have a really good 3-4. Like, they have a good squad, you know. We got to come prepared and focused and don't take them lightly either. It's going to be another tough game that we have to finish.
Last question for the players up front.
Victoria, I was just wondering how difficult it was to get that offense going with Morgan on the bench early on, and I think it was the first quarter, second quarter.
It was somewhat difficult knowing that your senior, well, I ain't gonna say senior, but senior point guard is on the bench. But I think Jazz came in and did a pretty good job and held us together so we can, you know, keep fighting without her. Then when she came back in, she fixed what was broken.
Okay, thank you, ladies, and congrats.
See you.
So I have to sit through them.
Bye, yes,
Sit through them.
I hear you all the time.
Good job, John.
Okay, questions?
Coach, you looked early on like maybe you were overplaying the wings a bit and they burned you on some backdoor cuts. What adjustment did you make there to kind of eliminate that?
Well, you know, they absolutely did that, and that's what a good team will do sometimes when you've got 12 days to prepare, or 10, you know, however many days. I guess they had 5 or 6, but we just talked about keeping the ball in front of us. The worst thing that happens is they catch it in front of you, and again, I wasn't thrilled with us letting them flip the floor and reverse the ball, but I sure wasn't happy with the 12 points in the paint at halftime. And so I think we made that adjustment in the second quarter, and they only had 2 baskets, if my memory serves me right. So ball pressure takes away that passing vision. Number one, I didn't think our ball pressure was very good. I didn't think defensively we were very good today at all. But the ball pressure is big, and then it's a terminology that we talk about, but you do not turn ahead and throw the shoulder on a backdoor cut. You keep them on your front shoulder. And we were turning the head and throwing the shoulder. So we just really tried to implore them to keep them on that front shoulder, have a little bit better ball pressure, and just stop giving up layups.
Adam?
Coach, you talked early in the season about the quality of the depth on this year's team. When you put it together, is this how you envisioned it with 11 players contributing in a really competitive game where you needed the contributions of 11 players?
Well, it's certainly a plus when you can go that deep on your bench. And obviously in SEC play and in the tournament, sometimes we aren't able to do that. But, you know, it's funny, when I had Blair at the table, Tori picked her game up real quick. And I almost pulled her back and didn't send her in. In hindsight, it's always 20/20. I wish I had. But, you know, it's good that Reese came in and really shut down the kid. You know, she comes in and really shuts 3 down. And then when Chinwe went back in for Reese, she did a good job because she was able to sit there and watch it and see how it was done. You know, to be able to play that many players and play through continuity is difficult. And I thought we had some good stretches, and I thought we had some stretches where it looked like we've been off 12 days.
David?
For better or for worse, was this sort of a vintage Mississippi State game, you know, kind of ugly, but Victoria gets hot, you pull out a lead, and then you win the game? I mean, is this sort of what you guys do 30 games in the season?
This is who we are. You're absolutely correct. I mean, we're not going to morph into some 80 or 90 point offensive team. You know, it starts on the defensive end for us. We've got to guard. And then, you know, one of the things you see, Victoria went 8 for 23. She got 2 or 3 not leak outs, but long rebounds where she was able to go the length of the floor and finish. And that comes off our defense. So I think all 6 of our fast break points were her layups. So it's who we are. We embrace it. And we go to work and realize that this is what we do every day.
After watching Joyner get hot against Chinwe and then McCollin, you went with Charisse. Were there any special instructions for her, or was the thought to use maybe a more mobile player to try to get out and defend her on the perimeter?
That's what it was. I mean, we were a little slow recovering off the hedge. And again, Chinwe and T are a little bit slower in getting that high hand, whereas Reese is pretty quick getting there. And again, I'm really pleased that Reese was able to get in the ball game and impact the game the way she did. That's a kid that's been here 4 years, been through some difficult days, grown with us, and I'm really proud of her because she did impact the ball game in a very positive way. So yes, that's exactly what I was thinking is because my next move was to play 2 4 players. I just, at that point, that kid took over the game and when they made their run. And, you know, kid's a great player. She's really good. So,
You said
David?
high end, right?
high end.
David?
LaKaris hadn't even played in 5 of the 6 previous games. Did you look at her just to bring a spark, or was it just next person up? I mean, what was, you know?
It's
what
kind
were
of
you
that
looking
next
for?
person up. I mean, Katara and Bree were struggling. And, you know, offensively, I knew she always brings something offensively. My concern with her is always defense and rebounding. And, you know, offensively, she gave us 5 points, got a big offensive rebound and a stick back. And so I was, again, it was very pleasing. It's very rewarding to see her come in and impact the game the way she did. And she was involved in the press too a little bit. So, but yeah, it's, Bree and Katara really struggled today and offensively. And so we needed a little lift there.
Marcus?
Coach, talk about the fan support that you got on Friday afternoon, and looking forward to the fan support you're definitely going to get on Sunday.
Well, I couldn't be prouder. You know, for the country to see what I've been saying for 2 years now, what we've been trying to tell the world, that this is an unbelievable place to play women's college basketball, and to be able to play in this environment, in that setting. You talk about the college athlete experience, and that was a tremendous experience today for both teams. That's an NCAA tournament atmosphere. That's what our game desperately needs. Look, I've been out on the West Coast and played in front of 400. I've been other places where we don't play in front of that kind of crowd. I mean, that crowd was pretty into it. They were loud, they were electric, and this is what I've been trying to sell to the world, to the country, that this is what we have going on here. So I couldn't be more proud of my fans. We appreciate them so much. Again, the love that they have for my girls is really unique and special. And it's just, we've got a special thing here in Mississippi State. I'm just fortunate to be a part of it.
Danny Pitt?
Coach, Chinwe looked like she was really looking for a shot early. She kind of kept you in that first quarter. Would you say that?
I'd say that. You know, Chinwe looked really good the last 2-3 days. She's slowing down a little bit. She's holding her pivot foot. She's coming. I mean, guys, she's been playing the game 3 years, you know. So she's coming. And you talk about a great kid. Just a wonderful, wonderful young lady. Good Christian kid. I love her to death. They don't come any better.
What
Michael?
what kind of calming effect did Morgan have with the 2 fouls? I mean, what was the decision like to put her back in with 2 fouls, and what effect did she have when she kind of went back in there? I think it was like an 18-3 run in the second quarter.
Well, her second foul, again, I'm dealing with a sophomore point guard who still makes sophomore mistakes. And so just teaching her, having a moment with her when I pulled her out, to, you know, try to teach her at that moment, okay, you took a bad shot, you got it blocked. Don't reach in and create it and have a second foul. I thought Jazz was really good. I thought she came in and did a good job. That's a freshman being thrown into the fire into an NCAA tournament game, and I thought she was fine. When Morgan did come back in, obviously we kind of took off a little bit. So don't like that she got in foul trouble. It doesn't happen very often, but you know, really pleased with the outcome of how our team responded, especially when she came back in the ballgame.
You know, you kind of talked about that classic MSU style game. How important is Victoria to that? Obviously, scores basically a third of the points. To have someone who is going to hit some big shots and then make some, you know, the breakaway layup that you talked about.
Well, we certainly need scoring, and we're not getting scoring from certain positions right now, and so it creates more of a burden on our inside players, on Victoria. Morgan goes 1 for 7, 1 for 5. Dom goes 1 for 7. Now Dom's shooting 47% in the last 5 ball games, so those two aren't going to go 1 for tomorrow or on Sunday, so they're going to be better, and I need them to be better. Take some pressure off the rest of them You know, Morgan and Dom have been our number 2, number 3 leading scorers, you know, behind Victoria. So it does, we do know, and I've told y'all before, when Victoria scores, our team relaxes and plays better defensively and plays better in general. So it helps to have her making shots.
Andy?
Coach, I know your focus this week has been all on Chattanooga, but
Yep.
looking ahead to Sunday, what can you say about Michigan State from what you've seen so far?
Well, they're a big physical team. Obviously have some great players, good guard out there that we're going to have to deal with. Transition team. And that team scored 107 points in a Big Ten game. So obviously offensively they're very good. Special team, well coached, and they're smart. So we'll have our hands full on Sunday. I'm really pleased and excited to have a chance to play on Sunday afternoon here in Starkville. I think we're going to have an unbelievable crowd and a great atmosphere for this ball game. And it's going to be great for the women's game. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to be a part of that. Glad for our players.
Adam, do you have a question?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll ask one. When you consider the kind of adversity that you went through today with early foul trouble and some shooting things and all the things that happened, would this team last year have been able to overcome that? Is it a matter of having them?
You know, I think they would, just because we had 4 seniors last year, you know. And those kids, hey, I sit here today, we just won our 27th ball game. If you'd asked me in November when we started this, hey, Vic, you think you're going to win 27 again? I'm not sure I'd have jumped right on that and said, oh, absolutely. I mean, we went from 4 seniors graduating to, I got 1 senior now, and I'm really, really young, you know, freshman, sophomore heavy team. So, but I do think last year's team probably could have weathered that a little bit, knowing that the same players that are playing now as sophomores that are impacting our game, they impacted the game last year as freshmen. So, you know, we're still young today. I'd like to think that sophomores are juniors right now, but they're not. And we still make freshman and sophomore mistakes for those kids. But you know what? They play awfully hard. And I'm really proud of them. Really excited about the opportunity on Sunday. We got our hands full. But you know what? Those kids will come in tomorrow. They'll watch film. They'll prepare. And they'll be ready. And our fans are going to be out on Sunday. It's going to be a great day in Stark Vegas.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you at 11:20 tomorrow morning with Michigan State. Mississippi State press conference will be at 1:30. And as soon as we get an official time for Sunday, we'll let you know.